Hello, hello, the beautiful world. I think today might be a heavier episode, which is okay. I have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of vulnerability, and those things deserve to be shared. Um the grief, y'all, the grief has been so fucking insane. So fucking insane. I've been really, really sad for the past few days, and I've been doing a pretty good job at masking it. I just really feel like I need to cry, to scream, to punch a fucking wall. Um, Certain events have happened, and things are changing, and things are beautiful, but it's different, you know? And there's something so bittersweet about when things change. I'm not necessarily afraid of change. You know what? Maybe I am just a little bit. I've never been one to like growing up. I always thought, you know, people who are afraid of change are fucking cowards. And in a sense, I do still believe in that because change is inevitable. Shit's gonna happen. The world's gonna shake. Like, shit's gonna change whether you like it or not. But I'm realizing, maybe I do get it a little bit. I do understand the fear, and I can hold some space for you because it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage, a lot of grit to grab the bull by the horns and change. Lately, I've been kind of running away from it all. Like, I've been, you know, it's really the inner child in me who's really grieving and who's really feeling all of the pain. And I've been running away from her, and I've been shutting her out because, to be honest, I don't want to deal with these feelings. I don't want to feel them anymore. Like, it's exhausting. It's draining, and it sometimes I don't want to be brave. I don't want to be strong, I don't want to do the work because it's exhausting doing the work every single fucking day. It's exhausting, and sometimes I just want to be soft, and sometimes I just want to be held and comforted because the trials and tribulations never end, and we all deserve a moment to pause and recoup and find our strength again. But sometimes life just doesn't allow that space. And that's just the name of the fucking game, y'all. That is just the name of the fucking game sometimes. I talk about being strong and I talk about being brave, but I can't lie to y'all. I'm not. It's not realistic to want to fight every single fucking day. And as someone who feels so incredibly deeply about everything, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Everything means everything to me. And I understand that being able to feel so deeply is a gift. It gives me perspective, it gives me wisdom. It's nothing to be ashamed about, but it definitely is intense. It's intense, and I get fucking tired. I get exhausted. I have to be strong and I have to face it not only for me, but for that little girl in me. I'm doing exactly what I hate. Everyone who has put that wall and has shut me out when I needed them. I hated with a fucking passion. I've never forgotten when someone has shut me out when I needed them, and I hated it. I hated it. And I hate when people do that to me, and it just hurts so fucking bad, and it's honestly unbearable. And today I realized that that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing what I hate most to myself. I told myself that I can't run away anymore. I can't run from myself. I need to face it. I need to be strong. If it's not for me, it's for her. Because if no one else is going to save me, if no one else is going to save her, I have to save her. And that's my duty. That's my responsibility. That's my journey. I feel like a coward. I have so many feelings and I have so many thoughts and I have so many realizations, but none of that changes the fact that I refuse to sit with little Leah and hold her while she cries because it's too much. It's too much. And I thought this whole time while I sit with her, I have to be strong and I have to be brave and I can't cry while she's crying, but today I meditated, I journaled, and Queen was crying, and you know what? I was crying too. And that's okay because I guess my view on it all is I've kind of viewed myself as a separate entity from her. And that's not true because she is I and I am her. And if she's crying, bitch, I'm gonna fucking cry too. We're gonna cry together and that's okay. You know? Crying is not a sign of weakness. Feeling is not a sign of weakness. And it's okay if it's overwhelming for the both of us. What's important is that we're in this together. No matter how much you run, you will never outrun it. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what you drink, what you smoke, how much you lift, how many miles you run, no matter what, you can't outrun your pain. You can't outrun your grief because that is a part of you. And even if you think you're successful and you think you drowned it out, trust me, it'll come back. Whether it's physically, well, most of the time it is physically because if you don't want to feel it, your body will force you to feel it. Um, Personally for me, I get really bad like spins and like vertigo, migraines, like sometimes they're so bad I'm like truly bedridden because it's just so painful and it hurts so much, and I realize it's because of how much trauma and how much grief that I was storing in my body that I was refusing to face. And that's also another lesson I learned. The only way out is in. The only way to heal is if you look at yourself. You have to make peace with the lowest parts of yourself. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's definitely a journey. Not an easy journey, and it's a journey that not a lot of people take. And I can understand them. I can understand because this shit is hard. This shit fucking hurts. I just wish I didn't have to fight through this alone. I know I have to learn to lean on myself and I have to learn to stop running away from myself when shit gets hard. And yeah, you can't self love your way out of the need. The need, not a desire, the need for friendship and love and human connection. But you can be there for yourself until that moment comes. But when that moment comes, that doesn't mean abandon yourself either. You know, a quote that I'm really trying to drill into my brain and learn is that love is not self erasure. And a lot of my life growing up, I was strong and I was there for myself, and I did what I needed to do, and I got myself through it all. But the second I got in a relationship, it's like I kind of threw all of that away. you know, I I deemed this person more important, this relationship with this person more important than the relationship with myself. And in some ways that definitely sabotaged my relationship, but I don't blame myself. This is things you can learn only through time. And it's a painful lesson. It's a heartbreaking lesson, but necessary nonetheless. And I guess that's kind of what this time for me right now is, to repair that relationship with myself, learn to feel safe within myself, learn that even if I don't have someone to lean on, that doesn't mean I'm not whole anymore. But again, not every day is perfect. Healing isn't linear. Grief is a mysterious emotion. You can never tell when it's going to come up, and you'll never know what is going to trigger your grief to come up. Sometimes it catches you on a bright and sunny day. Sometimes it catches you on the best day of your life. Personally, I think the reason why my grief has been so incredibly intense for the past few days is because, one, it's Mercury retrograde, unfortunately. Um, it's Mercury retrograde, bitch. There's a lunar eclipse, a full fucking moon, and it's a 333 portal. Fuck. Two. I have been avoiding the grief. I have been avoiding it. I have been running away. I have been doing the things I hate most, but I can forgive myself because here I am talking to this screen, meditating over my journal, and crying while I drive home from work. Yeah. There's so much I want to say. There's so many emotions I feel. And this is my problem too. Like I'm very self-aware, and I'm very intuitive, and I love to psychoanalyze, but the most important part of healing is to feel. Again, you can't therapize yourself out of it. If you don't feel your emotions and let it move through your body, baby, you're going to get nowhere. Like, and when I mean feel, bitch, I mean genuinely. Like, you're depressed, you're sad, a wave of grief has hit you. Where in your body do you feel it? Your chest? Cool, I feel it in my chest too. Sometimes I feel it in my throat or my stomach, and I want to fucking throw up. Like, I genuinely, I was anxious before I came on here because I knew I was going to have to talk about these things, and I wanted to fucking gag. I was anxious. I wanted to throw up because I was scared of the emotions that were going to come up during this chat, but I have to be brave. I have to be brave. Also, back to my point earlier, my life is changing. My life is different. And I have found myself in a space, in multiple spaces actually, where I feel seen. I feel seen. And if there's anything I've wanted in life, I can say this, and that, and the third, but what it all boils down to is being seen. And I can confidently say I finally know what it feels like to be seen. And, I thought in those moments, I thought when I finally experienced what that felt like, I thought I would be happy. I thought I would be lighter. I thought it would just be different. But instead, I went home with a pit in my fucking chest and all I wanted to do was cry. And I don't mean that to scare anyone because it's beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than being seen, and there's nothing more affirming than being seen. But also at the same time, I wasn't expecting the grief that came with it. I've been searching for it my entire life, and I it felt like I sold my soul. I did everything I humanly possibly could in my power to be seen, and I wasn't. And now I do have people in my life that do see me for who I am, and it's a reminder that everything I did was worth it in the end, but that didn't make the journey any less painful. I had a lot of special moments these past few weeks, and as happy as I am and as grateful and blessed I fear all it does is make me want to cry. And the thing too about being seen is that you don't have to fight for that. It should, someone should just see you, period. Like you shouldn't have to fight to be seen. You shouldn't have to over explain to be understood. And again, it's a bittersweet feeling to finally feel and understand and experience what that is like, because in the past all I've known is that, in order to get these things I have to fight for them. I have to struggle. I have to cry. I have to be in pain, and then I will be rewarded with the effort of being understood. But those are things that I shouldn't have to fight for. Those are basic human needs. It should be easy. I shouldn't have to give you parts of myself just to experience these feelings. Like specifically this past week actually, I hung out with two of my really really good friends just one on one, and we talked, just us two one on one, like undivided attention for hours, hours, just filling each other up with love and support and understanding. And it was quite beautiful, honestly. But also, it was emotional. And I guess, I don't know if I want to say scary, but I've never felt these feelings before. I've never experienced these things before. I've dreamt and dreamt and daydreamed and this, that, and the third for it, and I finally got it, and it's like, holy fuck, what do I do now? Like, what do I do with myself? What do I have to give you to keep this going? But I don't have to give you anything. I give you my love and my kindness just because that's who I am. That's my character. Like, I would have given you this kind of love and compassion whether or not you saw me. But to then, you know, I guess almost be rewarded with these feelings, it's different. My nervous system is being rewired, you know? Neuroplasticity, like my brain is being rewired, and it's different. I see things differently. I view people differently. I connect with people differently now. There's too fucking much going on in this little brain of mine. And that's okay. It may feel like too much, but it's okay. I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. Though I have been feeling depressed as fuck, I will end my night with my friends, and I will end it with love and community, and I'm gonna dance till I sweat. I'm gonna sing till I lose my voice, and I'm gonna have an incredible night with the people I love. Maybe I'll cry under the full moon. I'll lean on my support systems, and everything will be okay.